It has happened in Vegas. The Cup's going to stay in Vegas. And for the first time, the Golden Knights are Stanley Cup champions.
Bread Loves Hockey Podcast viewers / listeners, welcome back. Episode 13 brought to you by Dean and Bread and Owen. Welcome back.
Woo!
Thank you. Can see how excited he is.
I'm happy to be here.
And we're happy to have you. We're going to give you a quick update first on how the first week or so of Hat Trick and Pass the Cup is going. So, Matt, who was on last week, still has the cup because he had Vegas, and they are 3-0. They're playing Dallas tonight. He has Dallas, as he mentioned, his strategy there, so he gets another guaranteed point tonight. We're hoping for still a Vegas W, of course.
Go Dallas.
Okay,
Go Dallas.
One of us is then. And how we doing on hat tricks, Owen?
We got the obvious leader, the number one hat trick champ, multiple times running, Dean, first place, a clear 33% more points than second place, where we got Sam and Zane, Matt with a single point along with me, and our lovely host, Brendan, in last with no points.
Donut.
I swear he knows things about hockey, just he's, I don't know. Not bright.
Thanks.
Wow.
Thank you very much. Really.
We love Brendan.
The obvious answers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Too smart.
Like sometimes I feel like it's the obvious answer, and then I guess not. Everybody else seems to go with something else. I'm like, well, I've already made my bed. I guess I'll lay in it, and then it usually doesn't work out, and I don't wake up the next morning.
It's a long season. We got at least 100 days of hat tricks, right? I would imagine if we got 82 games and they're not all back to back. Lots of days.
Yep. So the year is still young, but Dean's once again off to a hot start, and I would like to get on the board. If I do tonight, like pretty much everybody else is gonna get one because pretty much all of the responses were the same. So which does happen sometimes, but
even with the actual hat trick challenge before we took it over, there were nights where it was like who would win. It was all the favorites, and it was like there were times when it wouldn't be like, and it was also cool because they had the percent if you got a hat trick, like what percent of people got the hat trick.
Yeah.
Like, if you got under percent ever, you're like yes, like it just felt so good.
Yeah.
I mean, we can do the same with us.
I feel like that data is not nearly as interesting.
I can tell you what percent of people got it. Probably 12. Is that close enough to write? 1, 2, 3, 6 people.
Well,
A sixth is what, 18%? 17%?
16.6.
Yes.
Okay. Most of the time it's 16%, and it's you. You've won 30% of the days so far? Well, we've had 9 days of hat tricks, and you've got 3?
Probably. I mean, I got the first 2 in a row.
Well, yeah, first day was the 10th, so this is only our
7th
day.
Oh, wow. And we don't have the bonus. Yeah. We don't have the bonus that they had in the app where if there was an on-ice hat trick scored while you earned a hat trick that day, you got 3 points instead of 1.
Yeah, I had that later, and I didn't like that. Too much RNG.
Some points don't count as much as other points.
Should be all skill-based, right, Dean?
Yes.
And knowledge.
Yeah, that's what I would like, too.
Well, I saw how you did in the game at the end of last episode, and you seemed to crush it. So maybe that's just your superior clicking skills. Maybe it's your knowledge. We'll have to see.
My space bar was putting in lots of work. I did hesitate on that one. I don't know why, but I didn't buzz in right away when I should have. Honestly, I mean,
seems fun though.
I should have swept him. Honestly, like the 2 that I missed, like. I mean, look, no offense to Gifford, but it's just like I was buzzing in like way faster than him every time, and I knew all the answers, so I just made a mistake on that Thrashers one. Totally not dwelling on it or anything, so I wouldn't even, bother bringing that up.
Dean did say it was a really easy quiz, so
That's true. He said most of them were layups, especially for me because I know like some Bruins stuff.
Okay.
So
Again, I was trying to do any research. So I just did all things that I could think of hockey related.
right.
The stuff we all know about, we say to each other all the time, right? So a lot of this knowledge is shared knowledge.
Yeah. And Gifford was only recently added into the group chat, so he didn't get as much of the background as we all.
Right. How many of those things can we go back in the group chat and look at like shared links where like part of a Reddit post or like a Twitter thread that like included any of those answers? Because probably quite a few of them. I know I've sent that Mike Milbury hitting people with a shoe link before.
Yeah. Yeah. I did need the hint from Dean on that one though, so I will say that one wasn't as much of a gimme.
I wouldn't have pulled that name out. I was thinking, I knew it was a Bruin, and I knew it was from a while ago, but it would have been until commentator. I don't think I would have pulled it out.
Did you figure it out before Brendan did though?
Yeah, and there was one that I was yelling that I was like, how? It was, I think it was the other player that you guys were trying to guess, maybe. Oh, I can't think of it now.
I think I still have the question saved.
Well, we had
somewhere.
Chara, but I got that right away.
No, yeah, it wasn't Chara. It was one of the latter ones, I think, or maybe it was in the middle. It was one of the ones where I felt like I made the guess right off the bat, and I was like, it's probably this one. And neither of y'all would say it.
There's a player one?
I think
I
so.
feel like there weren't that many.
Was it a Bruins player who played his first NHL game last night?
No, it wasn't that one. Yeah. Brendan was too quick. Which one did Brendan like take a while to answer, and like they needed like a few more rounds and hints? It may not have been a player one.
I thought that was just the Mike Milbury one because pretty much if I knew it, I said it.
Maybe
the player scored the most goals. Gifford got that one.
Yeah. He hesitated a little bit.
Fastest single lap speed.
Oh yeah, I was like Dylan Larkin. I knew it was Dylan Larkin.
Oh yeah.
I remember watching that one.
I didn't remember that one.
Because I don't even think of him as a fast guy now, but I know, like in my brain, tucked away is he won that. He won a fastest skater.
Yeah.
2016.
And 2016 one. Because that was right after he got drafted, right? I want to say he was a 2015 draft.
I think he's older than that.
Quick, guess how old Dylan Larkin is? 28.
Yeah, I would have said 28 or 27.
27. Also, I just realized because of the Devon Toews contract, which we're gonna touch on anyway. I didn't realize he was 29. Like he just seems younger.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like just started, coming into his own here.
He was on the Isles for a while.
He was really he was already really good on the Islanders. And a lot of people make fun of Lou for that trade, like only getting 2 second-round picks for like a superstar, but they just weren't able to keep him with the cap. He was a cap.
That's what happens when you hand out 15-year contracts.
Yeah, like they really wanted to keep him, and maybe he could have sacrificed someone else that was part of the core in order to keep him around. But it's so hindsight is 2020. Like he totally could have been a great player still for them, but we'll never know.
Was he there for their? Oh, go ahead, Dean.
I was gonna say, he started late too because he only has like 300 games or something, 300 to 400 career games. So, like most players that age have played a lot more than that. So, I mean, the contract he just signed for 7 years or whatever. I guess we'll just mention it. What was it? 7 years? Anyone have the number or no?
It was like 7 by 7 point something, I think.
Oh, 7 years for someone who's 29 is normally a lot, but with someone who hasn't played a lot, they don't. What was it?
7.25.
Okay, like he doesn't have a lot of miles on him, so
right,
not the worst contract to have him long term.
Was he on the island for their cup run? For their did they make it to the finals or Eastern Conference Finals?
They went to
or it was the COVID year.
Back-to-back Eastern Conference Final runs.
Yeah. Was he there?
He was there. I think for both of them. because I think he,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe it was only one of the. It might have been the first year, and then he got traded to Colorado. I'm trying to remember how many seasons he's been in Colorado. I want to say at least 3. So I think he would have been there only for the 1920 run, and then I think he got traded.
2021 was the first year on the Avs.
Got it. Wait,
Okay.
like 21-2 or 2021?
2021.
Okay.
2021. Okay, yeah. So so I was right.
Yeah.
Then. So yeah, he was a big part of that, and obviously he was a big part of the Cup run 2 years later with Colorado. So, good on Sakic for finding that value, and definitely that's still a great contract. Like, just because they have Makar there, like he doesn't get talked about as much, but like
right,
they definitely need him, and good, fruitful relationship for both parties. So. Be happy if you're a Colorado fan.
Plenty to be happy about, I would imagine, as a Colorado fan.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there anything else we wanted to cover in our intro? We got hat tricks. We got our pass the cup.
Did you say that Gifford guessed the pass the cup stuff right already?
Yeah. If you were listening last episode, he had predicted that in his assumptions of how the season would go, strategy. Vegas would win the first 3, and then Dallas, and then who knows from there. So we had Vegas and Dallas, and it has made it that far. We are awaiting the Vegas-Dallas game tonight, and regardless, he will get the cup, and one of those teams will remain undefeated.
Yep. Yeah. There's a couple surprising teams, I guess, to say the least, for undefeated. Vancouver is still undefeated, although at the time we're recording this, they are losing to Philly. So we'll see if that sticks. And that I don't think. Well, actually, the episode might wrap up by the time the game's over. So we might have an answer for you in a little bit here. But yeah, they strung together 2 wins against Edmonton, one which was an 8-1 destructive game, and then they won again. So, bit of a surprise. Was it Gifford that had Vancouver in his preseason bracket, or no? I think it was maybe Sandroni, yeah, who had Vancouver. So. I mean, obviously, it's still really early, and they could
2-0. They're going 2-0.
Yeah, they could absolutely fall off the cliff here, but always good to get those early wins. So, I think it's still early in the season to really talk about who's gonna be making the playoffs. But by end of October, middle of November, we start to get the picture a little bit better.
Yeah, and I mean. Losing to Philly tonight would not be a positive note for the Canucks.
That's never positive.
Nope.
I was just going to say, what they normally base it off of is Thanksgiving, like American Thanksgiving. Where you are in the standings then is where you'll be. If you're in a playoff spot, then you're pretty likely to make the playoffs. So you don't have to wait too long.
Except for those 2018-19 St. Louis Blues. They were...
last place.
I don't remember anything about what happened in that season again. I can't remember.
Last place.
Let's phone in our friend.
It couldn't have been too
Justin.
important.
I wish.
Yeah, so you never know, but it certainly doesn't help if you're not doing well by that time of year.
No.
I would have thought if you're doing well halfway through the season, you might make it into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Chances are.
Kind of a bold prediction from me, but
maybe like a third into the playoff or season.
Third into the season, yeah. Because it's October to April, so about 7 months. A little bit less. Well, when do they wrap up in April? Usually, like third week.
Towards the end.
15th. It's like middle.
Middle of the
Trying to think of all of
looking at all the schedules to try to find when
we can go to a game. Yeah.
Do you have any interest, Owen?
I have lots of interest.
We have 3 options a Florida trip,
Right.
Calgary Edmonton trip, and a
St. Louis, Nashville.
St. Louis Nashville trip.
Why not a Seattle Vancouver trip?
We looked at them and I forget reasons.
They just okay.
Well, because we're trying
If
to
it
find
was
one
looked
with
at,
the
With
Bruins.
Bruins playing.
Gotta see the Bruins.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
because
what
we've
I
gone and
said.
seen Ottawa, we've gone and seen
Oh,
Vegas.
we've lived an hour and a half from the Ottawa arena. Of course, we went to see Ottawa. We did, and we went to Vegas. I mean, if we were flying to Boston, I guess it would make sense. But
I mean,
you
we,
guys
we
have already
watched
been there.
Vegas and Arizona too.
We did watch Vegas and
That
Arizona.
just happened to work
Th-
out, though. We were
that was
initially
convenient.
trying to do L.A. and Vegas, weren't we? Well,
Yeah, that would have
it
been.
mixed around a bunch. Like we had a call, like
call
before
was
we decided
brutal.
what to do, and it was like a 4 hour call. Like we were
It was a
trying
rough
to
one.
figure out the whole scheduling, like which ones were gonna work. At first, we were thinking we could do an Anaheim, L.A., and Vegas. Like fly into L.A., watch a game there, then watch a game the next night in Anaheim, then drive over to Vegas, and then fly out of there. That was like our initial thought, and then like it sort of derailed. We started looking at maybe we fly into Colorado and watch a game there, and then fly out and to Vegas or something. We tried doing what we ended up doing was Arizona and then Vegas, which I mean it worked out, but
It worked out.
it was
Almost
Two of us
didn't
start.
for you.
it
Right.
didn't really it didn't really work out for me because I had to I was supposed to leave on Friday, and instead there was inclement weather, so I was only able to leave on Thursday night, which I had to buy a brand new ticket for and stay the night in DC and then fly into Arizona. We were supposed to fly all into Vegas and then drive together down to Arizona, but then I just flew to Arizona because there wasn't a flight to Vegas like at that time, and we were going to Arizona anyways. So these two drove by themselves, and I waited in the airport for like 4 hours.
A layover at your destination.
Yeah, like I could have definitely just gotten an Uber and like waited at the hotel or something. But
Yeah.
I was like, I really don't want to. I'm just gonna like sit
Just
on
lay.
my phone, play on my Switch, and like just sit there. So I was
No,
very
it was-
happy when they showed up.
It was fun. It was definitely a long drive down there. Dean and I did a lot of chatting. And then a long drive back that we did significantly too early because we messed up the time change when we tried to do the math coming back and woke up at like 4 a.m. the morning after the game to hop in the car to go drive to Vegas, and instead we lost an hour, so we
I think
ended
it
up
was like
showing up in
7,
Vegas
but
at
sure.
like super early. We showed up in Vegas. We're like, well, we got all day until this hockey game.
We did.
Let's hang out.
Yeah, we did stop at the Hoover Dam on the way.
hmm
Which
Very
And
was,
I went to Taco Bell.
Yes,
Mhm.
we did. Yeah,
Very cool.
we checked. Well, we checked out
2
the
floors
strip,
of it.
Yeah.
and we swam at the hotel, which was pretty nice. And, well, actually, we didn't really swim. We basically just went in the pool for like 2 seconds, and then we hopped into
And then
the hot tub.
sunbathed. Yeah.
But it was
Played
still nice.
the
It was
Connect Four.
February.
Connect 4. It was February. In the desert.
But it was like upper 60s, lower 70s or something like. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like crazy warm, but it was still pretty comfortable. So
Yeah. And sunny. And Dean and I were thinking about it when we saw each other the other day. Surprise, surprise. Dean and I got to see each other the other day as I was flying through Denver for my escapades out east.
I was in one.
It was a blast. We got to hang out, go to a resort, eat some food, drink beer, and then drive to the airport. It was a blast. But I was thinking about how long ago it was, and we were reminiscing on it, and it just came to me. It was more expensive for us to get the rental car because we were under 25, and that's like how far back it was. Because I mean, not to say we're 50 at this point, but it's just silly to look back and be like, oh yeah, that was 2 years ago.
And Brendan and I
Gotta
were
do it
actually,
again.
when we were looking at these trips, it's cheaper to fly from like Tampa to Fort Lauderdale then get a rental car. 'Cause the rental car is like $150 a day, and flights are cheaper
Damn.
than that. Like a one-way flight.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Or like get a train. I guess it's a swamp, but
probably not a train there, but they might I think we were
bus?
looking
across
at St.
a
Louis,
bus.
Nashville, and then maybe there would be a train for that.
That'd be cool.
I
I
could
mean,
see that.
I guarantee you, there's one. Fly into Calgary, take a train up to Edmonton, take a train back down to Calgary, and then fly out.
Probably.
I don't
in
think you
Florida,
would want
the
to
flight
drive,
was like
other than I would drive.
$60.
Yeah,
The flight, that's crazy.
the flight was great. Was pretty good.
I mean, it's an hour
we haven't
flight,
settled
but-
anything yet, but
hmm
and who knows
Yeah.
if the prices will change once we actually decide and start looking at
Right.
prices, but
I guess we should text the group chat and see if anyone's interested. Because that was going to be part of the deciding factor. If someone can only do like one of them or something.
Yeah. Speaking of places to go for the NHL, what city would you want to visit that doesn't already have an NHL stadium and watch an NHL hockey game there?
like a preseason game or something.
Sure, we could go preseason answer and then also expansion answer.
Oh,
I feel like I'm just basing this off what city I want to go to.
well, yeah.
Right?
I mean, you don't know what the arena looks like or what team you'd see.
Sure, but I mean, I guess somewhere that'll support it. You can't say Potsdam. It just wouldn't.
They could
It
do
wouldn't
it.
happen. They could, maybe.
Lake Placid
When
could do it.
I mean, Lake Placid would be sick.
Yeah, just think about that.
I mean, I would definitely root for like a city or even a state that hasn't been represented in any of the big four sports. Like I'm always a proponent for that. Just
hmm
have something to root for. So I'm trying to think of like somewhere that could use a team that doesn't I mean like you could say Montana, but like it's so like the population density is just not
Not worth it.
conducive to a successful venture. So
It would go to Salt Lake City or Boise far before it would go to.
yeah, like
Montana.
I would say Boise then.
That would be neat.
Be kind of different.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Hawaii would be crazy. I was thinking Europe would be fun, or like Australia would be a really cool one.
Tokyo.
Tokyo would be sick. That would be really
Saskatchewan.
fun. Well, not really the same vibe.
No, not as exotic.
Sorry.
As Tokyo.
Sorry, all the Saskatchewaners. I'll take Tokyo instead.
Yeah, sorry.
Or like somewhere in Brazil.
Ooh, yeah, like in the big soccer stadiums down there. It would be impossible to keep good ice. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
that's
no.
crazy. Hot,
I've
humid
never been
Brazil.
to South America.
But
You were
Brazil, southern Brazil, is closer or farther from northern Brazil than northern Brazil is to Washington, D.C.
Big
Like Brazil is just
country.
that big,
That's
big
a
and
big
long. I think like somewhere in south of that, right? Like somewhere down in the tip of South America,
Like Chile.
Chile or Argentina. Yeah, like way down to the. Or why not go all out? South
Antarctica.
Pole NHL game,
I
Yeah.
was thinking Antarctica. I want like
outdoor series.
I want them to do an outdoor one, like actually on a lake. Like
Oh, that'd be
you know,
like
Lake Tahoe. I was like, are they actually gonna do it on the lake?
I know.
Which obviously is not even frozen.
Lake
but, like,
Louise and Banff. That would be so cool.
yeah, it's like a classic pond hockey vibe. Like, don't get
Yeah.
bored. Just let them like figure it out.
Yeah, they'll make it happen.
Yeah.
There's out of bounds now. You do a throw in, 2 hands, both hands on the puck. Your feet can't leave the ice.
You put it in your mouth. You go.
The spit in
Yeah.
is what we'll call it.
Yeah. When they played the Tahoe games, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, who was on the Avalanche at the time, like they were doing like an interview. He's like, "Yeah, I've never like, played outdoors. Like I never played on like a lake before." And they were like, "Well, we're not actually playing on the lake, right?" It's like, oh, what?
That's so sad.
It's not on the lake.
It's on a lake?
No, it's beside lake.
No!
You can take
For
it.
real? Oh, you just crushed my dreams.
They're like, no, they're playing near like the 17th hole or something like that. Like, I was like, oh,
We're on a golf course and it's like a 60-degree day,
yeah,
and we're outside.
yeah.
I mean, think about how they had to postpone it because of the
That's
sun and
crazy.
ice melting. Like, if,
That
if
sucked.
it was actually on the lake, they're like, people are gonna fall in. You
Yeah,
can't lose McDavid.
Right, it just disappears into the ice. Because I guarantee it would not be easy to swim in skates and pads.
no,
Skates
that-
or pads, maybe.
that
But
wouldn't be
both,
good.
no chance.
But,
So that's where you
that's
want to
all.
visit city. So what about next expansion? Because the league's
Probably
going to get bigger.
Salt Lake.
Yeah, my personal vote would probably be Salt Lake, at least of the ones that they've, you know, that the rumors have been out on. I think I would vote for Salt Lake.
Which I guess the ones that I hear are like Salt Lake, Atlanta,
Houston.
Quebec City, Houston, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it should be Houston. It's huge. I mean, obviously hard to keep ice in Houston, but they have ice in Miami. They
And
can make it
Dallas.
happen. And Dallas, right? Like
And
they
Los
can,
Angeles. Although they say
right?
that
It can
LA ice is
happen.
terrible.
Right, and the Florida ice is not great either, but
Yeah.
whatever. It'll it probably won't be a new arena. It'll probably be the same one that they use for the Rackets. Anyways, I think it would be
Maybe.
cool. Get some better representation in like that sort of area, like Mississippi Gulf area. I think it would be neat.
Yeah,
Salt Lake
like-
City also would be really fun.
Yeah, like there's no New Orleans like team.
Yeah.
Like like NHL team. Obviously, I think there is or has been at some point like some more minor league teams, but yeah, I don't.
That's also a big market.
Yeah, I don't.
But Houston's
think,
the
I don't
third
think
biggest
New
city?
Orleans would work, but yeah, it would be. I mean, like it's definitely something to consider, just having other unexplored markets. But I think Salt Lake would be cool. I think they can
and there's got to be
have some
buy-in.
They can have some good colors too. Like that's what always interests me is like whenever
The purple.
new team. Yeah, people have been talking about purple. I've seen some mock-ups for like potential like jerseys and stuff or designs. And
Purple
yeah,
jerseys would be sick.
I would absolutely love to have a brand new. Obviously, I'm wearing
Purple.
It doesn't look purple on screen as much as it actually
Right.
is, but this is purple.
Very purple.
One of my favorite jerseys, like that I
One of the best.
Two of my favorite jerseys that I have are both purple. The Kings one is probably my favorite jersey. So yeah, I welcome our purple overlords in Salt Lake City.
It would be fun.
I don't know what the nickname, like what the team name would be. I haven't really heard any speculation, but obviously
I think they'd
they're
stick
not an
with
expansion
Utah instead of SLC as the location name.
Yeah,
I think they'd stick with Utah like they do with the
probably would.
Jazz. I mean, I could see it being I want to say ski-ish thing. The Utah Yetis.
Yeah, I was
Ooh.
thinking Yeti. Utah Yeti. But I don't know. It's a little, that's a little minor league, kind of. It sounds
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it is until it isn't,
I know,
right?
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sure a lot of people said that when the Kraken came out. Actually, I know that.
Or the
people
Golden Knights,
definitely
right? Like, it's literally our college mascot, too, right? So it is a little beer league compared to the NHL already,
Yeah.
but fuck it. You
Yeah.
gotta have something as a name. Or I think I named the Houston team the Rockets. Taken.
That is not available.
The Houston Space Centers. Oh, dang, that one's
Astros.
taken too.
Well, they have the Houston Arrows
Mm.
already, which maybe they would just yoink that.
Level them up.
Yeah, basically. Rebrand them or something. Or maybe even keep, because I think their logo is pretty cool.
Spur of the moment thought, in that same vein, what would you all think about doing a tier system like they do in English football with hockey? And if you're too bad, you go down.
No.
It's hard with the growth of your franchise, right? And having those development players, because then you don't have a development league, but you can still loan out those development players to that league. But then those teams can rise. I think it would be neat. If you're too bad, sorry. But then how do you draft? It would definitely mess up a lot of things.
I'm
much
not a
harder
fan of it.
with the NHL to ever want to do, and also I don't know how many teams are in like Europe, because the Premier League there's what 10 teams maybe.
There's probably a good a dozen, I would think, in the Premier League. But then
But,
there's how many hundreds under it.
But how many levels are there? Like one below, then two below Premier. Like how many teams can make it?
Oh,
to the Premier League?
there's anybody in the whole thing if you take long enough and climb enough and
Right.
go down enough.
So there's,
right,
like-
that's the whole thing with Welcome to Wrexham, right? Is they're trying to make their way to the Premier League, and if they're in like the 8th tier down, and if you just keep going up, eventually you'll make it to the top.
Yeah. I think you'd have to kind of restart everything to like set up and
Oh
like
yeah.
build up from the ground up because like you can't just have like an AHL team be like, we're good enough to compete in the NHL now, and like how does that work with like contracts and
Yeah.
arenas
Right.
and like are the
But
Bruins
that's
gonna
the cool thing.
go play in like an AHL arena when they go and
Yeah.
visit like
That's
No.
what they do in England. They show up to these podunk little places, and like Manchester United rolls in with like billions of dollars of people with this like one little fringe team that just barely made it in the Premier League, and it's like, well, yeah, go play on this pitch.
how does the cap work? Do they even have a cap?
I don't know enough about football to know that. That's
No.
above my pay grade.
I
If you all want
got
to
nothing
pay
for
for
the
me to
league.
be the correspondent for the British Premier League, I can do that
There's
for the
no salary
podcast.
cap
No.
Dean
in the
took my
Premier
job.
League,
Hmm.
so that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you would just abolish the salary cap in the NHL. Who needs a salary cap?
They added it for a reason. I mean, they would help the Bruins if there was no salary cap.
You think they'd still be paying Bergeron? Because they'd be paying him $37 million a year?
I don't think it was the money. Bergeron was going to take another $1 million deal if he wanted to play.
Well, no, but the thing is, if he wanted to play, he could, instead of having one, he could have $37 million.
Sure.
Who doesn't want more money? I saw one of my favorite YouTube channels, Secret Base, is doing a video in the newest 2K where they just start in like 1960 and just like approve every rule change given to them, like proposed to them by the like owners, which is a thing that like comes up at the end of every 2K season. It like get rid of the shot clock, get rid of the free throws. Sometimes you have extra free throws for this, or all sorts of things to like change the
4 point
game.
shot.
Right, all sorts of things that are programmed in that are possible within the game, but then also removing any rules that are already in the game, and like already the game is just like destroyed and does not work anymore. After like 10 years, like the video game is somehow broken itself. But one of the things was eliminate the salary cap, and the way it sort of worked itself out is that they would, because they paid rookies first, the computer brain would give the rookies like $100 million contracts, but then they'd have nothing left to pay the extra people because they just didn't make enough money as a team to like pay more players. So they pay all their star players like $1 million for like a single year, but then have these rookies that are super mediocre paid multi-year, multi-$100 million contracts. It was pretty silly. Maybe that's how it would end up, and Bedard would have a $200 million contract for 15 years. CBA probably wouldn't be too happy.
I mean, I guess. Well, yeah, some players would be very happy.
Right.
Yeah.
Like 5. The rest of them would be pretty pissed off. Sorry, we can't pay you anymore. We're giving the entire team's profits to Austin Matthews.
I mean,
Goodbye,
I
William.
guess someone like Bedard, you would pay a bunch of money because they're also going to make your team a bunch of money. Like, even if your team still
Right,
sucks,
right.
like jersey sales and just
Yeah.
getting filled.
But I don't think you're making millions a year off of jersey sales on Bedard.
Well, when they got the draft lottery, what they made like two
Oh, a
or
ton.
3 million
Right,
there.
right.
Yeah, they like
Yeah.
sold out their season tickets or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty cool. And like you mentioned, haven't really seen that happen. I wasn't really paying attention when McDavid was coming in, and I mean, like y'all talked about with Lafreniere and like some of these other first round picks, they've come in and some of them have been meh, some of them have been okay. I think what's Slafkovsky doing?
Well, he
Where
got
is he?
hurt. He got hurt last year. He did play a little bit. I don't think he's played yet. I don't know. But obviously he was only drafted last year, so like it's definitely not.
He's got time.
It's definitely not the same as like the NFL, where the these first round guys pretty much are guaranteed to be on the team like the next season. Like it just doesn't work.
And like play
that
prominent
way.
roles.
Yeah, like even though like they're first overall, like the teams still are probably not in a position because they're first over. Like they got
Right.
that pick to get the full use out of that player right away. So that's
And they
why
also don't need him right away, right?
Yeah, so that's why we see a lot of these early round guys. They play their max 9 games for their first their rookie season, and then that's it. They play in the A or whatever. Like I think Shane Wright is still going to be mostly in Coachella Valley this year, I think is the plan. And he was 4th overall 2 years ago.
Right.
So still some time for those guys, but it makes things different. Hopefully it works out for the best for those players. But there are cases like Bedard and McDavid where it's like we know these guys are gonna be electric right out the gate, and we gotta build around these guys as soon as possible. So that's how it's going.
Takes 1 year, 2 years, or 5. Did you guys see Byfield is on that top line for the Kings now?
Yeah, that's good. 2nd overall pick. And yeah, his development has been slow. I think he's had a couple injuries also, and some people have already been sort of labeling him as a bust when it's starting to get to that territory where he might, if his numbers don't come up this year, unless he gets hurt or something. But yeah, we're getting to that point, but I can't say that yet just because I don't think we've really seen enough from him. I want to see how many games
I would totally agree.
He's even played so far.
I think he played most of last season.
Let's see.
Patra might burn his ELC this year. I mean, he's only played 2 games, but he looked good in them. So
yeah, he could.
We'll see if he plays. I mean, if he has a positive impact, obviously, he's better in the first half of the 9 games, or like at least 5 of the 9 games he has a positive impact. Then I don't know. It'll be a tough decision, but I mean, it's good that we didn't even think he'd be this far. He thought he'd be in training camp by now, so It's just a nice problem to have, I guess.
Yeah, and especially where the Bruins are at in terms of their expectations. Like, if they really do feel that they still have one more shot at the Cup this season, and Patra is contributing enough, they'll probably just burn his first year because they think that they can utilize him well enough to get over the hump. So, that's probably what'll happen. I did look up Byfield's stats. So before this season, he had played 99 games, so he's at 101 total. He's played, I think, in both of the LA games this season. So he played 53 last year, 40 the previous season, and then only 6 in his rookie entry level year there. So
it's not too bad.
What is he, like a half a point a game kind of guy?
He's sitting at a career 34 points. So less than
third
less
of a
than
point.
That. Yeah, but a little bit more than a third. But basically,
he's a defensive forward, kind of, right? Maybe. I mean, he's a big guy, so I just kind of
he's a pretty big guy. I guess the jury's still sort of out, at least for as far as what he's going to provide in the NHL. But I think this should be a good year for him. I feel like he opened the scoring for LA this year, or maybe not. He might have been one of the first guys, but he has already recorded a goal, so I think they're playing.
About opening the scoring, was it Rust? I think that has scored the opening for the Penguins 3 years in a row or something.
Yeah, he did, and he opened it up again this year. Crosby even was because they interviewed or did those during the practice. They have a little mic and they interview him for social media. All the players walk by and they're like, which Penguin's going to score the first goal? And Crosby said Rust. I think Rust actually had the most votes just because of that. I think Crosby was second, and there were a couple other nominations, but yeah, Rust gets it done again.
Yeah, I would not have picked Matthew Joseph for us for our first guy, but worked out in his favor, right? He's making it really hard. Yeah, he's being the guy or the scapegoat. People need to make room for Shane Pinto and his 2 by 2.125, 25.5. Who knows? Not a 1 by 1. He won't do that.
Not at this stage.
Oh, definitely not at this stage. But yeah, somebody's got to move to make room. And people were saying Joseph, but after 2 goals in 3 games, it probably won't be Joseph. I could see it being Kubalik. My dark horse is Shabbat. He's been that great. We basically worked him dry over the last tank, and now he, I don't know, has been uninspiring, I think, as of late. But probably going to be Kubalik.
Macho.
I feel like it
Hot
would
Sam
be.
Macho.
I think it would be pretty hard to move Shabbat.
Yeah.
I
Big
really
contract,
don't.
too.
I don't know how many teams would really be signed just because of the term. Even though he's still a young player,
Yeah.
Teams just are. Our GMs are just generally not trying to pick up term.
That's just a lot of millions of dollars you'll have to pay at some point, right?
Yeah,
You still got 30,
most of
50
the-
million.
Yeah, and most of the teams can't afford to pick him up without,
Right.
dumping somebody in return. Which obviously, well, I mean, the Sens probably could pick somebody up if they were doing that because, he makes more than however much Pinto would be getting.
Right, by a lot.
Yeah.
And there's been some other cap magic to try and get it done. But realistically, we have enough forwards and forwards in the system between Yarventi and Cruikshank and Sokolov and other guys that are still in the A that are ready-ish enough to come up. And the fact that we'd be getting Shane Pinto as well, right? It's not like we're just getting rid of Kubalik to get somebody else up in here from the A. It's we have a verified NHL third line center, a poor man's second line center, but a guy that can play you games, right, and can win some faceoffs and play some defense maybe. It'd be nice to get him, but we'll see what happens. I'm assuming that this team will have no Norris and no Pinto for the rest of the year, and if they show up, I'll be ecstatic.
You don't think Norris is going to be back?
I think we should have put him on LTIR already. He's already missed 3. He's not projected to play this week, which will be 5. If we put him on LTIR, that immediately makes room for Pinto, and he could be in the lineup by now.
Well,
I thought he's skating with contact. No.
He was. Yeah, no, the thing is he's been skating for a while, and he was supposed to go into one of the exhibition games. He's been perfectly fine skating. His surgery was a while ago. Yeah, he was there. He was all the way there and then had a setback, undisclosed setback of sorts.
What's the injury? Or what was the surgery?
It was the shoulder thing. He messed something up in his shoulder, tried to come back after I don't know, a while, and it just did not. After 20 or 30 games, tried to come back, and it just did not work. And then he went and had surgery. I think he played 8 games last year because the first 7 got hurt, and then came back and played 1 later on, and got surgery. I don't know, middle of last season, maybe towards the end of last season, but it was supposed to be significantly healed and done by now, and he just isn't there yet. And you know what? Take your time. I don't want you to rush you to come back. We have a long contract with you, and I would like your shoulder to work in the future, right? We're doing okay. After y'all slandered us after our 0-1 start last week, we're now 2-1. Got to go whoop some Washington butt tomorrow and go 3-1 because they've been not great. I think it's a nice start. I saw the standings on the NHL app before I deleted it because it's terrible, and I saw that we were right on up there in the top 3 in the division. Have not seen that as an Ottawa fan, I think, in a while.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see. For now.
Get your screenshots in now before it's too late.
All right, and then the Leafs lost, which put them at 2-1 as well, which was fantastic.
They lost to Chicago, so that's
so fun. I was watching that game.
Yeah.
As much as I am a Sens lover, I'm a Leafs hater.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Definitely some hate watching, especially in the playoffs.
They think they're so much better than us. And you lost to Chicago. Embarrassing.
They always have at least a couple pretty embarrassing losses, but they're starting pretty early this year. They
started off with 2 Austin Matthews hat tricks, which is fucking crazy. I mean,
okay, they
also
did that, so yeah.
He puts the biscuit in the basket for sure.
He's pretty good at hockey.
Yeah, it's funny looking at the which teams are in the playoffs right now.
Right?
Detroit and Ottawa.
Mhm.
Pittsburgh Rangers and Carolina. That one's okay.
What?
Vancouver.
No, Pittsburgh is not making playoffs
Just
this
take
year.
Toronto's
They're so
spot. That's
bad.
fine. Colorado, Chicago, and St. Louis.
Yeah, just like I
Vegas,
predicted.
Vancouver, Calgary.
Yeah.
Vancouver's crazy. I mean, they got off to that hot start, but now they're losing to Philly. Who would lose to Philly? Not us. We won
Edmonton
5-2.
0-2.
And obviously, this early in the season, like the teams that have already played more games are gonna get a huge
Oh, yeah.
boost. So it's like, yeah, it's like we only played
Vegas
one.
3-0
we only
versus
played
Dallas
one game.
1-0.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like we played one game, so
Vegas is on their 4th game already, and Dallas is into home opener game number 2, I think.
it does seem like I've kind of noticed that the last couple of seasons that Vegas does seem to play more game. Like they usually have already
They
played
play more games.
than like it feels like
They play 85 games,
Yeah,
I swear.
they do. No, it just feels like for the most part, like they're often ahead of a lot of the teams. Just how it works, but
I think
Would
the
you
Bruins are
rather be
normally
in
the
front
other
or behind?
way.
have games in hand.
Yeah, like especially when you're looking for the playoffs, like oh, we're only like 2 points behind this team, but we have 3 games in hand or whatever. Like, where's
Yeah.
all these games? Like, and it sucks because like the back half of your schedule is like back to back, or not back to back, like every other night for 2 or 3 months straight.
Right.
It seems like going into the playoffs is like that's not what you want.
Well, unless you want to be like in a well-oiled machine, like really grooving,
Or you're
right? Do you want to
just
have too
dead.
many days
Like,
up? Right,
a
yeah.
lot.
Like,
Playing
would you
games every
rather?
other night.
But then, would you want to be at the top of the standings early on and have like all these games where you just sit by
It
and watch
just don't
people
matter.
get points as they catch up to you?
Yeah, I don't know.
He scratched earlier and then he didn't come in, so
Ugh, Eddie.
oh, I'm shifting here.
Another thing we had on our list. If we want to be done with the Sens news for the moment, the 11 NHL teams to never win the Stanley Cup, who's going to win it next? To get back on the Sens news, it's going to be the Ottawa Senators, and it's going to be next year.
Well, okay. So my thought. Okay, hey buddy. My thought was not necessarily like the actual order that we think that it's gonna be in, but more like what you would ideally want as far as like how
Okay.
you align with the teams that are left. Oh, you
I'll
wanna
mix
leave
it up
now.
then, and I'll say that the one I want to win the Cup next is the Ottawa
Ottawa
Senators.
Senators. Yeah. So no surprise there. Obviously, Dean and I have both do not have our teams represented in this group, which we're very thankful for.
Boo!
Yeah,
You've won a cup.
that's too bad.
I think my pick would be the Sharks. I was rooting for them when they were like in
Yeah.
the finals and lost to the Penguins.
I was actually rooting for them too because Vegas wasn't in the league yet, and I kind of liked
You
them,
didn't
and
like
I
them
already
yet?
knew that I didn't like Pittsburgh. So I was
Yeah,
kind of
boo,
like,
Pittsburgh.
I was like, yeah, I would like to see the Sharks win. So I was sad when they lost. But that sadness is mostly gone now.
I might
Yeah.
put Nashville first, though. I like Nashville.
Really?
Nashville.
Ugh. I mean, I don't dislike them, but they don't give me any amount of joy. I would put the Kraken up there because that's sick. I think that would be
Mm.
fun.
No, you wouldn't
Um,
want a franchise or a new franchise to win so early.
Wouldn't
Get a
want
lot of
people
hate
to
that
like
way.
the team. Right, but they would also grow their own fans like Vegas, right? Like they did well out the gate and people like the team. And some people are
Sales well at the
bandwagoners,
gate.
but
You don't need to
does it
win.
count as a
Like,
bandwagon?
people already liked Vegas before they won the cup. Like after the first year, that got a big fandom. I mean, even when if
Yeah.
they had sucked, I think there still would have been a good amount of fans.
Right, but like
Yeah,
if Seattle wins it in 3 years, that's a similar time frame, right, to Vegas doing it, and it locks a lot of
That's
those
half
people
the
in.
time. That's crazy. That would be
In,
crazy.
in another 3 years, because Seattle's been around. This is their second season. They'd be
This is their
5
third
seasons in.
season. This is the start of their third season.
Oh shit! And Vegas has been around.
So this is our
Seven?
seventh season. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, same time. You win it in your 6th.
Yeah, but I thought you
Yeah.
were saying they would win it in their third, which would be this.
Oh
season.
no! Yeah, 3 more. I also think Minnesota would be sick. It's the
Yeah.
state of hockey.
They've really had the shitty end of the stick for a long time. Not just the Wild, like every Minnesota
Oh yeah.
sports team except for the the Twins have actually won a couple of World Series, but it's baseball, so it doesn't really count.
Yeah.
No.
It's all bogus, anyways.
I don't want to discredit baseball because that's what non-hockey fans do to hockey all the time, and it really pisses me
fair.
off. So I can't do that the other way around. But yeah, the Wild, the Vikings, and the Timberwolves have all been historically either really unlucky or not good. The Wild,
but not like bad enough.
Right, like.
You should be a Minnesota fan, Owen. That's the perfect mediocrity.
It is pretty mediocre.
You would definitely be in the mediocre state most of the time. If you were
it's rough. But first round losses are just like miserable.
Oh yeah,
like that's not mediocre anymore. That's misery. To just like have your hopes crushed repeatedly.
They've lost in the first round 4 seasons in a row, I believe.
Oh.
I think they went to the second round in 18-19 maybe, or was it 17-18?
I don't remember. But me as a Sens fan, I yearn for the playoffs. I don't care if we lose. I just want to make it. But then from the other side of the fence, right? Grass is a lot greener.
Yeah.
I think I'd also put Buffalo up there for teams I want. Like, how can you not root for Buffalo?
Yeah,
it's that poor team.
They're
the little brother.
Sad story there. Yeah, so I guess for the viewers, I'll just give a recap of the eligible teams. So Arizona, who I'm sporting today, and would also that would probably be one of my top teams. It probably isn't my top one, but so Arizona, Buffalo, Columbus, Florida, Minnesota, Nashville, Ottawa, San Jose, Seattle, Vancouver, Winnipeg. I think that's all.
I think you did it all. Yep.
So, yeah, I'm sure if we have and there's a couple of Canadian franchises on there, so any Canadian fans are probably sticking with one of them. I mean, I like the Jets. I don't know if they would be number one for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think just historically having either Buffalo or Vancouver win would be just pretty big for those cities, and they've both gone through a lot of turmoil. So I think that's generally how people, expect it to go. Like, you have to go through that in order to win. So maybe I would go with Buffalo. I like a lot of those teams. Like I like Columbus. I like Arizona. So I guess I haven't really given a formal list, but
which team do you want to win the least?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, least
Ottawa. Nah, Vancouver's at the bottom. Ottawa's down there though.
Really?
I'm not a Vancouver fan either. Like, I don't really like them, but I don't know if they'll be at my very last pick.
Vancouver, Ottawa, Florida, bottom 3, easy.
I would have those easily in my top 3.
Maybe
not Florida, but definitely Ottawa and Vancouver, I think, would be my top 2. I think it would be cool to see it go to a Canadian city.
Yeah, Winnipeg. Boom,
Winnipeg.
Right there. Who doesn't want to see Winnipeg win?
I'd rather have Winnipeg.
They're so milquetoast. They're so bland. Yeah. Winnipeg's boring. Sorry,
That's
Winnipeg.
why I don't hate them, because they're just kind of there.
Right. I also don't want them to win the cup. They're just kind of there. But I feel like I don't want the other Atlantic teams to win, because that's what we're supposed to do. So I don't want the Sabres or the Panthers to do it, because
you just said you'd have Florida in top 3.
Right. That's because that's weird, because they're in Florida, and they should win a cup because they're in Florida, and it throws off the vibe. Like when it goes to Vegas, that's weird.
Yeah, well, last year was the southernmost Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah. Guaranteed to be southernmost cup, I imagine, as well. Oh, no. Further south than Tampa.
Well, Sunrise is further south, so...
Than Vegas?
Than Tampa. Yeah, and Vegas.
Oh, that's what I didn't know if it was further south than Vegas.
Yeah, I think it's further south than Arizona
Dallas.
too. So
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, it's the furthest south, and then furthest north would be Edmonton.
Sure, that makes sense.
Like out of all the teams, not out of all the teams that have never won, it would be either Vancouver or Winnipeg. Probably Vancouver is a little bit further north. I don't know. I guess this is just a geography test.
Which team would I not want that's also furthest north?
Yeah, no.
So which team would want that is furthest south? Arizona.
I would probably go with
Or
Arizona.
Florida.
But just because, like, they've struggled with not having like a stable home for so long, and it's like,
They make it sound like a lost puppy.
I know, it's just like
Their fans deserve something though.
they need
I'm with
something,
ya.
you know, and it's not like they've even had a ton of deep playoff runs. Like, some of these teams have never even made it to the finals, so like maybe I would want, you know, one of these teams that have made it but haven't won, like Florida or like Buffalo or Vancouver, to win finally, and then maybe some of these other franchises like Winnipeg, Columbus, Arizona that have never even made it to a finals to at least make one, maybe lose, and then, you know, come back. That's what happened to Vegas, but different story there.
When do you think we're gonna have another cup final where it'll go to a new team?
Like a guaranteed cup final.
Yeah.
Tough to say. I mean, it's already
Maybe
happened
never.
a couple times recently with both of the Vegas finals. I mean, it could, like, there's an argument to be made for even like this season, as far as, you know, like Florida obviously made it last year, so they could make it again. And then,
But Edmonton has cups, right? Think about it on the other side.
Edmonton, Calgary,
And Vegas.
Los Angeles,
Colorado.
all have cups. So yeah, maybe the Western team is a little bit more unlikely, but
Right.
you know, you could see Minnesota, probably not Arizona this year, but
Panthers Canucks will be the next final.
Canucks.
Panthers Nucks. Wow. Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think it'll be an Eastern or a Western team that gets it
The
next
Luongo.
after
In
not
like
having it
5 years.
in 5 years.
in 5 years? Matt
Maybe.
Tkachuk is 32.
The 2029 Stanley Cup.
Oh God.
Bookmark it.
Come back. to
Bedard
the
is
podcast.
23.
Okay, Google, remind me. 5 years.
I just got nervous. I'm glad I got my headphones on. I don't want you waking up.
Hopefully nobody
mine.
watching the episode just got their device to kick on.
To remind them in 5 years to watch the
Hey,
episode.
Siri.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna get
Subscribe
Hey,
to
Xbox,
Red Love
turn it
Hockey
off.
Podcast.
Yeah. Everyone needs to subscribe and then watch. Obviously, the first step is
Yeah, you
subscribing.
can
The
just
second step
subscribe
is
and
watch
never
every
watch
video.
again. We're just looking at that number. That's the only number we care
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. That would be kind of sad, though, if we just had a huge inflated subscriber count.
Yeah,
and we get, like,
100,000 subscribers,
4
but 15 views.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, 4.
It actually messes
Suspicious.
with the algorithm. Like if you have a lot of subscribers that don't watch it, like they won't show up in recommended for videos
Yeah.
and stuff. So, like,
So we want a
actually
bunch of
bad.
viewers that aren't subscribed. We want to be a hot commodity.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Gives me one viral video.
That's what TikTok's for.
I think it's tough to get 90-minute videos to go viral.
Yeah,
if they're not like
that's-
documentaries or whatever.
TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess you never know. We just gotta start saying some really outlandish stuff that'll get us noticed for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Chicago to the playoffs.
We already have that. We've
Yeah,
already
we
been
can
over
already
that.
check that. We can already check that one off. They're in the playoff spot right now.
Bedard less than 20 goals.
Actually, I don't know if you
That's
guys
not
have
crazy.
noticed this yet, but I think Matthew Poitras is better than McDavid.
I couldn't spell his last name.
Poitras.
Poitras.
McDavid. Got it.
That's the Phoebe and Joey friends meme for.
Oh, if we all get to host our own Bread Loves Hockey podcast games, mine's gonna be a spelling bee with player names.
Oh, good. I could.
I'm logging that away for later.
And then how do you spell Dreisaitl?
Oh.
Draisaitel.
That's how I would also think it's spelled, but I think that's wrong.
it's Drasaitl.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't
Draisaitl.
confident in that first I, but I went for
I
it.
think.
No, you had it. Draisaitel.
No, I'm so confidently wrong.
Yes.
Dreisaitl.
I never
Hey, wait,
should've-
no, it's a double AI? AI,
Yeah.
AI?
Yeah.
Oh.
Never should have doubted myself.
Dreisaitl.
All right, Athanasiu.
Oh, God. Athenaisau?
I think you're already wrong because
Oh, no. Wait, no. Athena's Athen. Athen. A. C. S. SIEU? SI. Yeah. SIEU.
it doesn't end in IE.
Brendan.
Athanasiu. Oh. Brendan, your turn.
Okay. So I think it's So it's ATH. I think it's AN, not EN.
Oh, yeah. Athanasiu. Yeah.
ANSIOU.
I forgot. There's a vowel between the N and the S.
Oh, F and
Athanasiu.
A. So yeah. So ATHANASIOU. I think.
Yep.
Okay.
Whoa. Good job, Brendan.
What about Vasilevsky?
I feel like I have to write it down. It's so hard to
I know it is kind of hard to visualize it.
Vasil-E-L.
I'll do it with my keyboard. VASILE.
Yeah, let me type it.
There you go.
And it also helps with-
VSKY. Yeah. VASILESKY. Vasil. EVSKY.
EVSKY.
Yeah, EVSKY.
One at a time.
SKY. SKI? SKY.
It's,
Why?
SKY.
It's,
Yeah.
Wait.
I know what it is.
Why? Why did I say this?
It is definitely not an I. He doesn't end in an I. I is for Polish people. Why
It
is
the
it for
whole
Russian
Onyx
people?
debate about
It
how to
ends
spell
in
the Pokemon.
IY.
IY?
No way. You're killing me.
Look it up.
What?
Wait.
Vas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Vasile.
I-L, not E-L.
It's VASILE.
Vasilevsky.
SKIY.
That's a tough
So,
one.
Yeah. That's why I said that one.
Do you guys know how to spell Jacob Lauko's last name?
That's an easy one.
LAUKOU. Lauko.
Failing?
LAUKOU. Lauko. LAUKO. Yeah. LAUKO. What about Chikrin?
Wait, let's save the rest of them for if we're gonna do it. If you're actually gonna do it. Otherwise,
Oh, there's so many names out there, and I can like go to old school names. How do you spell Gretzky?
J.
M-C-D-A-V-I-D.
Yes, MCDAVID. That's how you spell it.
That's how we spell Gretzky. Gretzky.
GOAT.
That's not spelling.
Yeah, this
Um,
must be difficult to listen to.
do we want to tune back into the Sens news? What's going on in Sens land?
I think you do.
Let's finish off the rest of your Sens news. Go ahead.
The end of our Sens news. Exciting 2-game homestand to start, followed by a 3-game homestand right after that. So you could call it a 5-game homestand after our first game away. The first game at home was pretty neat. People showing up, having a good time. There was a whole thing. It was an afternoon game, I want to say. I don't really remember. It was a while ago. Great time. Then second game, there was like a passing of the torch of the new owners. So there was the first guy who I didn't know, and then some other guy who I also didn't know, and then the next guy who I still didn't know, and then the 2 daughters, Anna and Olivia Melnick, who I recognized, and then Michael Anlauer, who I definitely recognize, and they had this whole thing, and it was cute. They dropped the puck together, and then we beat Philadelphia, which was fun. No, then we beat Tampa, which was more fun than beating Philadelphia on Saturday. It was a fun Saturday-Sunday back-to-back. Brady popping off. First game, no goals. Second game, 2 goals. Third game, 2 goals. Not Austin Matthews level of production at the beginning, but much different player. putting out 4 goals in 2 games. I'll still take it. Tarasenko, doing okay. He's there. We kind of played him. He scored in I want to say the Tampa game off a great feed from Ridley Gregg, who caught it, dropped it, backhanded it between his legs to Tarasenko's foot, who passed it to his own blade, scored it around Jonas Johansson. Oh no, Timkins.
Matt
Tompkins. Vowels, spelling.
You gotta know
that
these
guy,
things, Owen. You gotta know
a whole
these
nobody.
things.
He's a whole nobody. I don't even care. We put 5 on him. It doesn't matter.
It was a good story there. He was drafted in like 2011.
Yeah, to
he finally made
Chicago.
his first NHL start.
Right. So good for that guy. Sorry we beat you.
Not that
near
sorry,
the Atlantic. Not that sorry. Yeah, already touched on it. Greg doing fantastic in his elevated role. He's one of the centers that's sort of getting a boost with Pinto and Norris out of the lineup. He's effectively playing our second line center, which maybe not ideal for a 21-year-old, I want to say. But he was really good at the last juniors. I remember watching. Just a good hard worker guy. Gets to the dirty part of the ice and just battles out front. And Rourke Chartier, a previously career AHLer to my knowledge, is also having a good time in an elevated role. He's a good guy. So yeah, young guys showing up. Sanderson is the best defenseman to walk the planet, and no one else has realized it. He's got 2 points, I believe, or 3 points in 3 games. So he's on pace for 82, and he will definitely get it. And I don't think he's allowed a goal while he's been on the ice. So that's been kind of fun. And the guy's like 21 years old as well, and from Montana. So we like to see that. Only NHL player from the state.
Well, maybe if they bring home the cup, you can see it. Although
that would be so sick.
Montana is a really big state, so if he's from the eastern side of Montana, you might not be able to go.
He's not. He's from between me and Calgary, because his dad played in Calgary and then moved just south of the border afterwards, and like wanted to live in the States, but loved that area and went to Whitefish, which is 2.5 hours north of here. But yeah, it's been a good couple games. Excited to watch on Wednesday. I'm trying not to get too excited about the team, despite thinking that they will make the playoffs and beat the Leafs.
Right. Yeah, well, definitely good to temper those expectations.
But also, who knows? We don't have our second and third line center, so we'll see what happens. Korpisalo, looking pretty fine. And Forsberg, good as always. So it's nice to have 2 goalies right now that still work.
He knocked on wood for our
I knocked on wood.
Our listeners.
Oh, did I not pick it up? My bad. I won't
didn't
do it again.
hear it.
Knock, knock, knock. That was the replication of what it sounded like.
Instant replay.
And that was your Send segment, brought to you by me.
Well, thanks for coming, Owen, and
see you guys.
Yeah.
No, I can't leave without playing Dean's game.
You covered
especially the new version.
Dean does have a game this time? I didn't think he did.
No, I don't. Owen just assumes I have games all the time.
Dean's always got games.
No, I want to play a game.
That's fair. Dean gets to be the player.
I'm normally the game host.
Spelling
game
time.
Master. Spelling time with the teacher.
You don't want to cover the Koopa League or any? Well, you already covered the rest of this stuff.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it, Dean. Don't worry. I'm also looking at it. I see you clicking around. And Mathieu Joseph and the hot starts.
Yeah.
We did it all. We
didn't mention the trade, but there was actually a trade that happened today. We're recording on Tuesday. So
October 17th.
Yes.
7:09 p.m. Mountain Time.
Thank you. The Penguins are involved in the trade with Vancouver. So Pittsburgh receives defenseman Jack Rathbone and forward Karel Plasik, who I'm not familiar with. And then Vancouver receives Mark Friedman, who's also a defenseman, and Ty Glover, who is a forward. So pretty minor trade. I did see JFresh tweeted some of the player cards, and Friedman had a pretty decent a pretty decent stat card, but sort of playing in some sheltered minutes. So we'll see about that one. But I really don't have any insight on any of these players just because I don't watch. Like, I don't really spend a lot of time watching Pittsburgh or Vancouver. So I don't know if either of you guys know anything about these players other than you've maybe heard their names before, but
I looked in the Twitter thread of the trade, and there was a lot of I don't know who this is from like
yeah.
Pens and Nux fans. So
You're supposed to be our insider, Brendan. You're supposed to know these things.
Well,
yeah, Brendan knows everybody.
Like, I'm familiar with Friedman and the other guy.
Rathbone?
Rathbone, yeah, Rathbone. But I just don't know enough about them. So I try to at least have some sort of name recognition, like familiarity with most of the players, but as far as like specific stuff on their game, especially as somebody who's never played hockey before, like I don't really pick up those like instinctive things like, other viewers or like scouts or whatever. So I don't generally have enough insight until I've actually like seen them play a whole bunch, and then I can sort of pick things up, but I don't have anything.
Fair enough.
I'm currently compiling a list of hard to spell names for you guys to do at the end of here, so keep stalling for me to look up some more names.
They don't have to be hard to spell.
Yeah.
Well, not all of. There's going to be a range of names.
Craig
Some easier
Smith.
than others. Right.
Craig Smith.
Spell
name I was thinking of was
Tom Wilson.
Forsbacka Carlson, because it's a long name, but it's pretty easy to spell.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to think of the weird Europeans. I think the three that I've found are all European.
Yeah. Especially just because we're, not
Oh,
exposed
I don't know if
to
I
as
even
many
know
of
how to
these names.
spell Vakanainen. He's a
Juho Vakanainen, yeah.
I think I
like
think
Yoki
I could
Aru.
wager a guess. Yuki Aru, yeah.
That'd be a tough one.
Well, stop saying names because I'm working on this.
Well, you can add them. It's not like we look
Right,
them up.
right.
They're off the top
That's
of our head.
fair. I will add Yoki Aru, so you can be thinking about that one. That can be the one you can
We use the
ruminate
buzzers for
on.
this.
Well, yeah, we can use the buzzers for this.
Sure. Dean, any
I like
don't know.
props.
any thoughts on how
I
Boston
think-
has played since the last we talked?
They look great. They've beaten the teams they should have beat. They're going on their West Coast trip where they should also beat the teams they're supposed to beat. So obviously it's still too early to base anything off of 2 wins. But if we had lost these games, then people would be up in arms. So, we're doing
Naturally.
what we're supposed to do. I mentioned last week the fourth line is looking good. I think we're going to have to probably mess with the top 6 and figure out what we're going to do. I mean, it's still, again, too soon to start tweaking things, but, like, the writing's on the wall kind of where they're not really producing. I mean, Pasta looks great, but I don't know. Not really. It's not even just that the chemistry is not there. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't seem like the way it's currently set up is going to work out. But, like, the bottom 6 looks good. Again, we got 2 rookies in the bottom 6, and goaltending hasn't been an issue, which I didn't expect it to be. So, no complaints yet.
Yeah, not much to complain about when you're undefeated. And similarly for me, like Vegas has won each game 4-1, so I'm pretty happy with that. If that trend continued for most of the season, I would be pretty content with that. It's always good to have like pretty solid average offensive production. Like I'm curious what our like franchise total for goals scored per game would look like, because I think generally like we've been pretty good as far as offense. In the playoffs we've dried up a little bit, but regular season we've normally been pretty good. So yeah, I haven't had many comments. We've alternated the starting goalies each game so far. So it was Hill, Thompson, and then Hill. I think Thompson is starting again tonight. But I don't have that confirmed. So they're playing in about an hour and a half will be puck drop. So we'll see how that goes. But kind of their first real test. I mean, Seattle, I guess you could say, was their first big test since they were a playoff team last year. But Dallas is supposed to be a contender this year, so I'll have more thoughts next week. Hopefully, I would have some more thoughts as the host of the
I won't.
hockey podcast.
I don't really have thoughts.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And then, I mean, I told you I think we'll have my friend on who's a Bruins fan next week because he wanted to wait. He's like, after 2 games, like I don't have much to talk about yet.
But at least
Hopefully-
there's something going on.
Yeah,
we're not in summer mode anymore.
Right. There is hockey to talk about, which is nice.
Do you want me to stop 8 names, or do you want me to collect 10?
You should have an odd number, so we don't tie.
Got it. 11.
Let's see.
Some of these
Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday. So yeah, by next Wednesday we'll have played 4 more games.
Nice.
That'll be a much better indicator.
The out west trip is just San Jose, LA, and Anaheim, and then we're back in Chicago on Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Quick one.
What team would you not know the names of? Who don't you know?
Trying to brainstorm other names. Teravainen? It's not that hard, I think. Maybe it is.
I mean, some of
though, just in case you put it in.
Yeah, some of these are not too
looking
bad.
I'm gonna start looking up.
Yeah.
Just looking at lists of names.
Don't
I can see
cheat.
them. I can see all the names.
I'm analyzing right now.
So if we do the buzzers, I feel like we should make it if you buzz in and don't get it, you lose a point.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, you're buzzing in, like you're just trying to buzz in first.
Yeah.
Like, if you hear the name.
Yeah.
Works for me.
But we can also make. I can order these in a who's easiest to hardest, and we can, at least to my knowledge, and we can make them worth different amounts of points.
All right, so I'll have Owen set up the buzzer when he's ready.
Okay. I feel like it's hard to tell. I mean, I'm looking at all these, so I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That's how you spell that.
Let's see. So I guess we got a little time here. I did put in the document that I would show off my NHL winter hats that I have, because I broke those out.
Let's see it.
So I only have 4, but I try to get.
Perfect.
I've been lately trying to get some, or at least one when I'm at a new arena and stuff. So I have a Vegas one. This one's been well traveled. It's mirrored, but it says Vegas. I got this Canadians one, which I actually like quite a bit because it's blue. I'm not really a big red fan, but I think the colors worked out pretty good. I picked this Jets one up because it was on sale for $6 Canadian, so I was like, yeah, this is pretty sweet. It's a cool reverse retro one. And now if I ever go to Winnipeg, I already have something to wear. So
Nice.
I like
Oh,
that.
plus the
reverse
jersey.
retro. Yep. And speaking of which, I've got this Coyotes reverse retro hat, which I got on eBay. So it goes.
For all
Sick.
those cold days when you're down in Arizona.
Oh
so
yeah, they need it. They need it down there. So all set. Got the whole ensemble going. I actually wore this today before I decided to bring out the hats for the episode. So it just happened to work out that way.
Nice.
That's a good one.
But
You like wear
I like
jerseys
this
around the
one quite a
house?
bit. There's actually a Devils one that I want to get to, but I haven't bought it yet because it's only on one eBay seller has it for $50. I'm like, $50 for a hat? I don't know.
That's a little much.
I need to find that Bruins bucket hat.
Yeah.
Because again, I found it on Google Images and it brought to this website where it's like a Macy's website where it was out of stock. And I sent you guys a video. I saw a fan wearing it the other night when they panned to the crowd. I'm like, that's the hat.
Oh yeah. The one
I
random
want
one.
it.
Yeah.
All the other bucket hats look so dumb. The shape's weird or just the graphics aren't good. I'm like, that's the one.
It sucks when that happens because I mentioned I also had a similar situation. It was 3 or 4 seasons ago at this point. I was watching Vegas was playing on Halloween, and I was just watching the game. They were like in between the plays, they were showing like the crowd with some people in costumes, and there was somebody wearing this really cool Vegas hat. I was like, oh, that's awesome. So like I saw it, but I didn't like take a screenshot at the time, and then like I want to say like a year or so later, I was like, I gotta find that hat again because I wanted to find it online. So I ended up like going back into the NHL like full game video like archive that they had and found the screenshot. Like I don't know how, because I was only clicking through like a little bit and I just happened to click like right at that part. I was like, oh, there it is, and I posted on Reddit and trying to see if anybody could find it, and it must just be like some local Vegas like sports shop made their own design and doesn't sell them online or whatever, because I haven't heard anybody like nobody's given me like a link to it or even found like a photo of it anywhere else. So I think that one's probably lost to time.
You can get some custom hats. My blue sends one. I have a blue 5-panel hat, like baseball hat sort of thing, that has an older Sens logo on it that one of my former partners got for me custom made, which is pretty cool. But yeah, just like a one of one, just some random shop that can sew patches onto hats, and it works. I have my list of names if you're ready.
I think we're good. Dean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you buzz in and you get it wrong, you lose a point, and you can go negative.
Yep. And I have a list of some names. I have a final boss, and I have some easier ones along the way, and some harder ones. We'll see how it goes.
Reset the buzzer one more time.
Okay. Reset the buzzer. Okay. Our first name. Multiple people have had this name. I'd say many. A current Sen and a former fake football player, played by Adam Sandler. The last name is Boucher.
Oh.
I have Dean first.
I thought I turned the sound off.
Wait. Oh no. Bouche. Oh god.
We'll use it in a sentence. The player's name is Tyler Boucher.
Yeah.
I want to say if it's French, maybe I'm going to go with an R at the end.
Can you define it?
So can you give it to me all in a row here?
Euchager.
That is correct.
Oh, good. I had that, and I'm like, wait, that's not right. And I started second guessing.
That is
are you
1
keep
point.
Score, Owen?
As soon as you're on the clock,
can.
the pressure ramps
I
up.
can keep
It
score.
really does, yeah. Like you buzz in so confidently, you're like, wait a minute.
I'll keep score. Okay. Our next name.
You didn't have to read it down. Okay.
Very popular. Very goalie. Very Swedish. Hendrik Lundqvist.
Oh. I should have pressed
Lunqvist.
One more time for me.
Lunqvist.
That is minus a point for Dean.
What?
Brendan, would you like to steal or would you like to not even guess?
I'll steal. Lundqvist.
Lundqvist. Lundqvist.
Yeah.
So that is 0 points Dean, 1 point Brendan. Okay, reset the buzzer.
Oh, so the buzzer. So you do control it because I have both unchecked and checked the sound box. At both times, I've heard a buzzer noise.
Oh,
so.
Sick.
Wait, really?
I'm not changing it.
I have mine to control.
Is yours unchecked or checked?
Mine's unchecked, but I checked it and I got a sound earlier.
Which way is off? Okay.
Okay, well, let's see.
No, I need it. It is cleared. Okay. We are going. Well, I guess the last one wasn't a current player. This is also not a current player. This player was born in 1963. David John Andrzejczyk. We have Dean not choosing to buzz in. Brendan, your thoughts?
I'll just buzz in after just for fun.
Right. Your thoughts on how to spell Dave Andrzejczyk?
Andreychuk.
Oh, great job, Brendan. 2 points. 2 points, Brendan.
Oh,
I would
good.
put a CK at the end.
Andreychuk.
Yeah.
Andrew Chuck. Okay. Back to our current player. Plays for the same team, same position as a former one. We've said Igor Shesterkin. Dean not choosing to buzz in again.
I
Brendan.
think this one might be easy though. I'm worried that you put it in.
Maybe it's easy, maybe it's not.
Okay, Shesterkin.
Shesterkin, correct. 3 points, Brendan. Okay, those are our 1 point questions. We're now ramping up to 2 point questions.
A -2 as well.
-2 as well.
I just can't wait. Brendan's gonna fail eventually. He can't get these all.
Well,
Our next name, you've heard it, we've said it, Juha Jokiharju. Anybody?
come on. I gotta go.
Give it a shot. Jokiharju. I'll tell you, Juha is spelled Juha. Juha. Well, there's Juha and Juho and Henry and Uyar.
Uyar, okay.
Jujhar.
Great name, Yuya Jokiharju.
That is a good
so
name.
Cool.
So it's Joh. Ooh. Johikaru.
Johk. Sadly, that is incorrect.
Wait, I said Johi.
Doesn't matter. That's incorrect.
Oh, okay.
It goes Jo and then not H. Dean, chance to steal.
Am I at 0?
You're at 0.
Oh.
Brendan's at 1.
Oh, I got it now.
I'm good. I have no idea.
Can I at least redeem myself for no points?
You can do it for half points.
What?
Right?
So if you get it wrong again, you're down to 0. But if you get it right, you'll get 1 point.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that. That's fine.
Okay.
Jokihharju.
Jokihharju.
Okay.
Jokiharju.
It does have some sort of mental difference. Like I can't visualize the letters for some reason to say them. Like,
Right?
Like I can definitely write it down. Like I would have gotten it if I just typed it. But
I just googled him and I found Juho Jokiharju's LinkedIn page. LinkedIn Finland.
nice.
28-year-old Clarkson University graduate.
Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah,
Graduated in May
we watched him
2019, just
play.
like you.
And his brother is in Buffalo, Henry.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure there's. It seems a relatively famous-ish last name in Finland. There's a couple Jokiharjus.
Yep.
Our next 2 point question. One of the best
You have to clear the
alliterative names. I will clear the buzzer. Yes, thank you for reminding me. A Swiss hockey player, Nino Niederreiter.
I don't know. I'm just buzzing in because I need to try. Nino Niederreiter.
Nino Niederreiter.
I think I know this one.
Can you spell Niederreiter?
Neder. Am I wrong yet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you want me to let you keep going?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Nope. Not right.
Okay.
I guess that gives it away to Brendan that you messed up that much already.
Well, that's also where I was gonna be going. So, can I wait? Is there any penalty for me guessing, or it's only because?
No, but I will then. I've thought of an idea. I've had an idea. If Brendan, I guess I'll ask. Would you like to give it a guess right now, without hearing my idea?
Yeah.
Remember, +2 or -2.
Yeah, I will. Sure.
Okay.
Neide.
You're wrong.
Oh.
Okay. So the way this is gonna work, I'm gonna reset the buzzer, and I'm gonna give you a letter of his last name. The first letter. You're gonna guess again, and then I'll keep giving you letters, unless neither of y'all buzz after I say N. And in which case, I will let you give another one.
Neither of us lose points, though, right? It's just.
This can be just for fun, just to figure it out. We can go quickly through.
Well, wait. So since I buzzed in first, then Brendan can guess first here.
Sure.
And then maybe we alternate every letter.
Sure. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Okay. So Brendan, it starts with N. Do you have another guess?
It's a full.
Are you gonna tell us you're wrong right away, or are we gonna go all the way?
The full name. Yeah, it starts with N. Do you have a full guess?
Yeah. Niereddeiti.
Wrong. Okay. Oh. So Dean, it starts Ni.
Oh. Nider.
Incorrect. Brendan, it starts Nie.
Yeah. So that's what I.
Yep.
Said.
Niederreiter. Nie.
That really felt like it was it. So now I'm. Maybe
you made a mistake that may have been a careless mistake. You may have not actually meant it. So give it another go. We got lots of letters left in this name.
Niedereter.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Incorrect. Dean, it is Nied. Nied.
Nied.
You just got to give me the writer part.
Yeah.
Ieder.
Nope. I'll give you up to that part. Brendan, Nieder. What comes next? Neater.
Neater. I.
Nope.
Oh, I was like,
Dean.
oh, please don't be the obvious, just Rider.
Niederr.
Oh.
RRIDER.
Nope. RRE, Brendan.
Okay, so I just had one less R then. So NIEDERREITER.
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
For no points.
So
like
I didn't. Yeah.
What is IE and then EI like?
I did not.
it's a weird one.
I did not.
I didn't think Niederreiter would be that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, double R is tough. Okay, Nino Niederreiter gave us no points. The buzzer, I believe, is
that was a
set.
great exercise in futility.
Was a rough one because it's all the same letter too. It's N, E, D, and R and I.
Also, I was gonna guess a T like in rider, or a D, not a T.
Yeah.
Oh, D. Yeah, no.
A former player. He played with the Kings in 2005. He's currently 57 years old, and he's from Quebec. We have Luc Robitaille. No? No buzzes for Luc. Dean squeezed in right before Brendan.
Oh.
Dean, you now have to give it a shot.
This might be a blessing in disguise here.
Yeah.
For plus or minus 2 points.
Well, you shouldn't tell us we're wrong when we get a letter wrong. You should let us just go all the way through.
Yeah. I will now, yeah.
ROBITAIS.
Sorry, what was that?
Can I change it?
Did you say S?
Yeah, silent S. I mean, no.
If you said S, you did not get it right. Okay, Brendan, your turn.
Okay. I'm literally trying to mentally picture the words in front of my face, and
I've seen the name before.
Yeah.
I don't think you have, Dean.
ROBITAILLAE?
So close, Brendan. Incorrect.
Frick.
Dean's at -2. Brendan's at 0.
I'll
give you guys this one because that was so close. ROBITAILLE.
Yeah, I knew as soon as I did that other A, I was like, no, that's not right.
It's a tough one.
Oh, I don't know why I did that.
Dean's in the reds. Brendan's at nothing. And we're moving on to our 3-point questions here.
Oh.
We got 3 3-pointers and then 1 uber special last one that maybe isn't as hard as the 3-pointers. Maybe is. Who knows? Our first 3-pointer. I'll say it's a +3 if you get it. It's a -1 if you miss it because of how hard it is.
Oh.
Adjust the rules a little bit. I want you to guess. He's Finnish. He used to play in Edmonton, and now I don't know where he plays. Jesse Puljujärvi.
Oh boy.
Brendan buzzing in first. Dean opting out for the moment. Jesse Puljujärvi.
Puljujärvi.
Jesse Puljujärvi. Brendan with +3 points. Sitting at 3 to Dean's -2. Puljujärvi. Should have put that in a 2-pointer. Oh well. Next one. I've never heard this name said out loud.
Wait,
I hope I don't mess it up. I will reset the buzzer. Thank you. He played in Quebec. He's from Quebec. Vinny Damphus. Whatever his name is.
Le Cavalier or whatever.
Also would be tough.
I have never heard of this player.
Vinny Damphus? I don't know how to pronounce it.
You can't pronounce it. Can we get a
Yes.
Could you spell it?
Pronunciation? Yeah.
Can I spell it for you real quick? I'm gonna Bing it real fast and see if Bing can get me an answer for how to say it.
Can I get your pronunciation again?
Damphus. Let's see if I can get the. It's not really on there because it's not really a common one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Oh, that YouTube video is no longer available. What? I'm gonna assume I'm saying it right.
Oh,
Vinny
gosh.
Damphus.
I mean, I'm not gonna take this risk. I feel like I have nothing.
No, you have 3. You got the last one right.
No, I mean I have no
You can lose
thoughts.
a point.
I have
okay.
no thoughts on how to spell this name.
Damphus.
I'll buzz in if you get rid of the -1.
Yeah, sure.
Damphus.
Close. Damphousse. Damphus.
Damphus?
Damphus. Damphus. But the PH makes a f sound sometimes, so it's Damphus?
Damphus?
I don't know. Played for the Leafs, the Oilers, the Canadiens, the Sharks, and he won a Stanley Cup with Montreal in '93. And now he's a hockey analyst for RDS. Okay, that was Vinny Damphus. No points. Next one, another goalie because they're all really weird. Another Finnish person because they're all really weird. We have. I gotta reset the buzzer. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Oh.
Brendan, a Sabres fan.
Okay, this might screw me, but I think I can do it.
Brendan just barely snuck ahead of Dean in the buzzers.
Okay. Pekka -Luukkonen.
I'm really sorry, Brendan.
I know
That's
what I did
not
wrong
correct.
too. I know what I did wrong.
I'd like to take Brendan's answer and get rid of the second K. Is that it?
That is incorrect, Dean.
Oh.
So I guess the scores are the same, but you're both at -3. Brendan, do you want to give it another shot? Do you know what you messed up?
I think. So I thought that I messed up the beginning.
Did you say Luukkenen?
I said Luukkonen is what I initially said for Luukkonen, and then I said Pekka was Pekka, and now I'm feeling that it's only Peka, but
Oh, do you want to give it another shot for points, or do you want to just give up?
I feel like this is a trick because I think I substituted the wrong thing.
What do you mean? Why would you not want 3 points?
Do you want to give it another shot for points?
Oh, well, if it's free, I
Yeah,
for free for points, sure. I want you guys to give it another shot.
I mean,
I don't think you
don't
got it
have
in
any
you.
other idea, but I guess I'll try before Brendan does, in case he gets it.
Yeah, I'll give it to Dean. One shot for Dean.
I'll say Peka. Luukkonen.
Incorrect. I will say y'all got it
Close to the first time.
quite wrong.
Oh.
Okay.
I guess, despite getting it kind of right. It'll make sense in like 30 seconds. Just continue guessing. Brendan, do you want another try, or do you want to not?
I guess. I still think it's...
Think outside the box here.
So, okay,
I
think the Pekka is double K, so I'll stick with Pekka and then the hyphen. I think... Oh, is it Lukuonen?
I'll stop you here because it's futile. You
Wait,
spelled
is it
it
A-N-E-N at the end?
No, Brendan spelled it perfectly the right time. The problem is Pekka is his first name. Ukko-Pekka is hyphenated, and that's his first name. Luukkonen is his last name.
Oh, yes.
So you got it so right, just not quite right.
Oh, well, okay.
Well,
I'm glad that I knew how to spell all of those components the first time.
Right.
Pretty embarrassed that I didn't realize that, though.
If you had spelled it without the hyphen, you would have been right, because he didn't specify first and last name, but you put a hyphen.
Sure.
Well, but I didn't say...
You hyphenated.
And then I changed it because I thought he was wrong.
But I didn't say Juho, so I guess I wouldn't have counted.
Or Ukko-Pekalainen.
Oh, yeah.
Or is it Yuko? Maybe it's Yuko.
Was it -3, -3?
It is -3 to -3. Going into our final question. That is maybe a gimme compared to Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Granted, Brendan spelled it right. Clarkson alumnus.
Buzzer.
Reset the buzzer. Clarkson alumnus. Played for your Ottawa Senators and Nashville. Mark Borowiecki.
I can't. I don't think I
can.
Hey,
dude, don't mess it up.
I buzzed in before you even said it because I knew you were going to say. I think it's Boroweiki.
Incorrect. -6 for Dean. Brendan?
So I do think the Borow is correct. And then after that, that's when things get dicey for me.
They get a little weird.
It's like, because
Borowiecki.
It's spelled so differently than how it's pronounced.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say ICIE SKI. I don't feel good about it.
You're doing way too much there. You're doing way too much.
I'm lost.
Yeah.
Do you guys want another shot at this one? Or do you want me to find another name as the tiebreaker? Because y'all both. Okay, another shot, Dean.
BOROWIEKI.
Oh yeah.
Amazing. BOROWIECKI.
So
Borowiecki.
I should know this because it was your last.
Oh, we lost him. No, I know what he was going to say too. It was my last name in Eschel, the EA Sports Hockey League, in Chell when we played. I played defenseman as Borowiecki. He played forward as Nico Sturm, both Clarkson alumni that moved on to the NHL. And with that, we say bye to our friend Dean. After winning the game, he was allowed to leave. He has not been able to leave this Discord call since the first episode, and he finally gets to sleep.
Yeah, thank you for releasing him from his shackles.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure it's his router that gets reset. He complains about it when we're gaming.
Yeah, he's mentioned that before. We've lucked out this far. But yeah, I think that's probably what happened. So I don't know if he's gonna be able to return it. Like I don't know what the
I was gonna give him a victory lap too, to like they do with Bar Down. Like tell us how you're feeling after you won our first annual spelling bee.
Oh, I'm so upset that I got Luukkonen correct, and I like because you always hear his name as all three, like all three names. Like you never hear it as just like because nobody calls him Luukkonen. It's like,
but on the back of his jersey, it's just Luukkonen.
That's true. So I should know it because of that. But I feel like I haven't watched as many Buffalo games recently as I would have liked to.
I mean, you didn't see Vinny Damphouse play at all.
Levi is much easier to spell.
Oh, definitely Levi. Yeah, I thought you were saying we have a goalie whose first name is Levi, or spelled or pronounced Levi Marilainen, which also might be a tricky one.
I think we're pretty much gonna wrap up anyways because Dean probably won't return.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
a little shorter of an episode, but that was a blast. Hey.
My modem decided to celebrate that correct spelling by.
I said router, but
that was
we predicted.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know where I got cut off, but I was saying I should have known how to spell that anyway because that was Owen's name in Chell.
Yep. I finished that explanation after you cut out.
Yeah, he said I knew what you were gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, we had a little bit of a wrap up there.
Nice.
Thanks for watching, guys. We weren't sure if you were gonna come back, so
it just takes a while because then with the modem resets and the router has to reset. Yep.
Well, Dean, do you want to do an abbreviated victory lap for winning our first ever spelling bee?
They give me the win for that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you get the win for that. You spelled Borowiecki right.
Okay. No, I'm good. No, I don't need a win.
Wow. What a guy.
Look at this guy.
Comes back.
You don't need nothing.
I win at everything I do, so I mean, it's no big deal.
It's expected that Dean will win everything, so.
We're taking him down in hat tricks. I don't know how. But somehow.
You see, so you all went over tonight on the 30.5, and there were 31 hits.
Yeah, I saw that. Tough. That was close.
I don't know. I changed my answer, but I still think there'll be less than 3 teams, 3 of the undefeated teams tonight that are no longer undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a gimme. Like, it definitely wasn't a gimme. And the
Canucks, but everyone picked the same answer, so I'm like, I guess they were in hard
did
question.
lose, so that's already one that.
Oh, Nucks lost?
The dust.
Right. The Stars or Golden Knights will lose. Really? So then
right, but also that means one of them will stay undefeated.
Right.
Yeah.
But then that leaves... Boston's still undefeated.
Avs have to win. Islanders have to win. I think that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Oilers won. Or, well, probably.
They won,
but they won after 2.
But they weren't undefeated.
No, they were unwinning.
They were unwin.
Wow. Buffalo defeated. 0-2 is beating Tampa 1-2. Interesting.
I'm okay with
in the third
the Tampa downfall.
A little Buffalo win. I'm also okay with the Tampa downfall. I'd take that. All right, thanks for watching the Bread Loves Hockey podcast.
Anyways, that's our show tonight, or whenever you're listening, and we'll catch you
in the morning.
We'll catch
Good
you
morning.
Next one. Good morning, Bread.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
San Diego.
Bye. Oh no, my titties!